And Hare Krishna, Jai Jai Giriraj, and Jai Jai Bhakti Caitanya Maharaj. Welcome to everyone in this wonderful day of Kartik, the day after Gopashtami. For us here, we celebrated. Maybe for you, it's. I think for everyone, it's pretty much the day after Gopashtami. And we're still continuing our Kartik series of trying to bring us into the mood of celebrating Kartik through these virtual means. And we're very, very pleased to have His Holiness Bhakti Caitanya Maharaj, whose various services to ISKCON are too long to take the rest of the show to actually explain everything. So we're going to be going on Parikrama, and Maharaj is going to lead us. So I'm just looking forward to all of this. I'm going to do what right now, just before starting, I'm just going to be, you'll see the screen moving back and forth a little bit. For example, right now, we're going to see you. And you'll get us started, and then we'll put the slideshow on. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Lead us away. Giriraj ki jai.
Shri Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Govardhan Parikrama ki jai. So devotees, yes, we're going on a great Govardhan Parikrama today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. We're going to do the entire Govardhan Parikrama, starting at the traditional starting place, which is Manasi Ganga, right in the middle of Govardhan Hill, and then going down to the south through Aniyor, then Govinda Kund, Punchari, and then on around. So, we're fortunate we do have some really beautiful photos. And I think you'll feel that you're really there on the spot. And you'll really get the feeling of the sacredness, the sacred nature of that amazing place, Govardhan Hill. And I think we'll all come out at the end enriched, feeling closer to Govardhan, closer to Krishna, closer to Prabhupada. Yes. So I think, without further ado, let us, so what do we do actually? Oh, I can't hear you now.
You have your slides here, and you can just, as you can see on the screen, it's right there. You're over to the side. I'll withdraw my little image over here, and you can do whatever you like with this. You can make it bigger, smaller. I can see you can do that, and just advance it through. If you'd like to just display it, I can make it like this so that we only see that. And then
I think that's best.
Okay, all right.
All right. So devotees, here we go. Fasten your seatbelts. Fasten your seatbelts for the great Govardhan Parikrama 2020. So, where are we here? Now, what now? I am in PowerPoint. Oh, there we are. Okay. So here we are, devotees. You can see this is a satellite image of Govardhan Hill. And we have places 1, 2, and 3, as you can see, except one is in the middle. That's Govardhan town. Manasi Ganga is there. This is where we traditionally begin the Parikrama. And then we'll go around on the eastern side, which is the lower side as we're seeing the image, and we'll go down to our left around number 2 Punchari, then back around the top to number 3 Radhakund Shamakund, and then back to number 1 Govardhan Manasi Ganga. So here we are. Please don't mind if things are a little rough here and there. Yeah, we've got about 720 slides and putting them all together, along with doing many other things, sure. But anyway, I'm sure you'll be able to follow. So here we are, we're in Govardhan town. And this is Manasi Ganga we see in the center. It's actually number 3 there according to our numbering system. So we're going to start at the bottom there, number 1. First stop will be number 2, Chakratirtha. Then we'll come back around, and on the right-hand corner, unfortunately, I didn't put a number there yet. Anyway, don't worry, but right-hand corner is Mukaravinda. And let's make a start. So here we are at the eastern end of Manasi Ganga. Doesn't it look nice? So beautiful. The Ganges, which came from Krishna's mind. It's a long story. But after the killing of Aristasura, Krishna was accused of being contaminated by the Gopis, and he was told he must bathe in the Ganges, so he manifested the Ganges from his mind. Our first stop is going to be across here where we can see the big white dome. This is Chakaleshwara Shiva and the Bhajan Kuti of Sanatan Goswami. So, well, now here you can see, this is Govardhan town. On the left, you can see the hill. This is a satellite image. So we're going around to number 2, which is Chakratirtha. And here we are with the devotees. We're at Chakratirtha. This is the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatan Goswami. He lived here for many years. This is his picture within the Bhajan Kutir. He lived here in his old age, and he left his body right here on the banks of Manasi Ganga at Chakratirtha. Then, of course, his body was taken over to Vrindavan town, and his body was buried there just behind the old Madan Mohan temple. But right next to the Bhajan Kutir is Chakaleshwara Shiva, 5 Shiva lingas. This is Panchamukhi Mahadev, 5-faced Lord Shiva, and, you know, sort of 1 in 5, you could say, or 5 in 1. They do puja here regularly, as you can see. But in the evenings, they dress up the 5 Shilas very nicely. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? This is Chakaleshwara Shiva.
I've never seen, this is amazing. I've always gone in the morning, and I've never been able to get this darshan. This is amazing.
Oh, yeah. It's nice. It's real nice. So from here, oh, and this is Gaurnatai. Oops, what happened? Anyway, there's a Gaurnatai temple just right next. So now we're coming back around to number 3. Number 3 is Mukaravinda. You can see it on the right there. A very busy temple, very popular temple. Here we are looking at the temple. And this is the main altar here. So what is this? Well, here you can see in the center, this is the Mukut Shila with the impression of Krishna's crown on it. You can see that sort of oval shape. This is said to be the impression of Krishna's crown. And Mukaravinda means the lotus mouth of Krishna, of Govardhan. And, well, there's the Mukut Shila. But here, this is the Mukaravinda Shila. This is the lotus mouth of Govardhan Hill. And as you can see, they pour milk on on the Sheela all day. Look at all these plastic cups and different cups and little bowls and whatnot. I mean, you would hope they would clear things away. Oh well, such is life. All right. Now we're coming around. The Mukaravinda temple is directly behind in the back there. So we're coming around where Krishna used to perform boating pastimes with the Gopis, with Radharani and the Gopis on Manasi Ganga. Sometimes he'd take them across Manasi Ganga in a boat, and he would stop in the middle and demand they give him dairy products, or else he wouldn't move. Or sometimes a storm would come up and the boat would start sinking, and Radharani would panic and grab hold of Krishna, making Krishna very happy, and beg him, please get us across. And here's some of the local devotees, very nice, very friendly people. And as we come around, look at this. There is some sweets, jalebis, some kachoris, real Brijbasi urd dal kachoris, some pira, and different all sorts. And you see the little black spots? Those are bees, because this candy's so sweet. It's just super sweet. So the bees just get in there. So now what's going on here? This shouldn't be happening like that. Well, let me just go back. All right, so you can see number 4 there. This is where the Manasi Devi temple is, and just above it is Brahma Kund. You can see this kind of green, vaguely circular shape. This is Brahma Kund. Let's go have a look, have darshan in the Manasi Devi temple. Manasi Devi is the presiding deity of Manasi Ganga. She's Yoga Maya. This is her on the left. You can see there 4. It's actually a big Govardhan Sheela, but it has 4 heads. Let's go around and see which head is which. The one on the left is Manasi Devi. So this is Manasi Devi. Then this is Kaila Devi, a form of Durga, who got in there somehow. This is the lion carrier of Manasi Devi. And this is a child devotee of Manasi Devi. So they're dressed up nicely, as you can see. And Manasi Devi herself is the presiding deity of Manasi Ganga, protecting Manasi Ganga, making sure no nonsense people get entrance. And this is her. Look at that. This is Manasi Devi, Yoga Maya. Actually, they worship her as Durga, but we know she's Yoga Maya in Vrindavan. Okay, and just behind, there's Brahma Kund. There's a story behind it, but basically, this is where Lord Brahma landed when he came in for the big Abhishek, which was performed at Govinda Kund, right at the end of the whole Govardhan Leela, after the storm, when Lord Brahma came to apologize to Krishna. So we're coming around some of the local monkeys, We're coming around, and as you can see, we're heading towards number 5 is the Haridev Temple. And here we are. Haridev is the presiding deity of the western side of Vraj Mandala. A very nice deity, looked after very nicely by the local devotees, who are also, they're very, very friendly. And they let us have nice darshan. They let us take photos. They give us prasad. So there you go. Now we're going to go from number 5, Haridev. We're going to follow the red line, obviously, around to number 6 and number 7, which, well, number 6, I don't know if you can read Devanagari, but it says Giriraj Mishtan Bandar, means it's the Giriraj sweet shop. And this is about the best sweet and savory shop, well, this side of Goloka Vrindavan, I think. Here's some of their dokra. It is the best in the world. I can confirm. It's amazing. And this is their cham cham. It's also the best in the world. Just ideal for offering to Giriraj. And their ras malai is also incredible. And their famous son papri. Then directly across the road is the Lakshmi Narayan Temple. It's one of the main tirthas of the Sri Sampradaya in the whole of India. It's one of their main tirthas of Lakshmi Narayan. So now, that was 6 and 7 according to our map here, okay. Now we're going to go up to the top, as you can see, and take a left. You can see the hill there, the darker brown, just immediately above our red line. And we're going to go to number 8. And you know what number 8 is? It is our ISKCON Bhaktivedanta Ashram. So here we are. We're taking a left and we're heading down the Parikrama Path, straight down. The hill is on our right through the trees. And our ISKCON temple is further down to the left. But on the way, we stop on the right-hand side, just maybe 25, 30 meters down, is this Shila, which they say you can see up on the top, right up more or less at the top, there's a kind of oblong piece of rock which is lighter colored than the rest. This is said to be the footprint of Srimati Radharani. So they say. And they offer milk there also. And Hanuman is there just watching out for the devotees. On the right, well, this is the hill on our right. On the top is the Dan Gatti Temple, the old Dan Gatti Temple, which was abandoned long time ago. It's just in ruins now. But this is where the pastime of Krishna and Madhu Mangal and the cowherd boys collecting tax from the Gopis. This is where it took place, on top of the hill. And as we move along, this is the hill here through the greenery. We see these beautiful Shilas just poking their heads through the vines of Govardhan Hill. So beautiful. And so now, as we said, we're going to number 8. This is our Bhaktivedanta Ashram, our ISKCON temple at Govardhan Hill. So there you can see the building just above our little sign saying Bhaktivedanta Ashram, that's the main building where the temple room is and where the devotees live. And then there's Dharnavatan Kund across the road. We'll go there shortly. But let's just go in and have a little look around our Bhaktivedanta Ashram. So this is it from behind, because from the front, the trees are blocking the view. But here you get nice view. What a wonderful place. So we go in the main entrance. Here's the Pushpa Samadhi of His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami, who, along with Giriraj Swami, acquired this property quite some years ago. This is very nice. A collection of Govardhan Shilas. And here we are in our temple room, where there are these Govardhan Shilas and Gaunitai. And also here is Srila Prabhupada, blessing the place. And you probably know that Srila Prabhupada, just before he left this world, he wanted to come and do Govardhan Parikrama. So this is his place now at Govardhan Hill, where he's living right next to the hill. Yes, a little encounter on top of the hill. And now we're going to number 9 is Danivartan Kund. Danivartan Kund means the Kund where the Dan, which in this context means tax, the Kund where the tax was nullified. You know, it's a long story, but I'll just tell you very briefly that Krishna and the cowherd boys confronted the gopis here and demanded tax. Well, not actually here, but up where that old temple was. They stopped them there and demanded tax. But the gopis couldn't pay tax. Krishna said, just give me a handful of diamonds for each of you and you can go on your way, no problem. But they couldn't do that. They didn't have a collection, a handful of diamonds on them. These are samadhis, by the way. So Nandi Mukhi, the sister of Madhu Mangal, came and made a deal that let these gopis go now because they can't pay you. So what's the point of keeping them? And Nandi Mukhi said, I give my word. They will come tomorrow down by the Kund, just down the road, which is this Kund. They'll meet you at the Kund and pay the tax. So the meeting was scheduled for 10. The gopis came at 9, 1 hour early, and hid behind the trees. And when Krishna and the cowherd boys came, laughing and joking about how we've defeated these girls, the gopis jumped out from behind the trees, grabbed their seekers, tied them to the trees by their seekers, started transcendentally beating them up until Krishna and the cowherd boys begged, let us go, stop beating us, let us go, we'll do anything, just tell us what you want. And Radharani said, okay, let us off the tax. And Krishna said, no problem, forget the tax. And this is why it's called Danivartan Kund, the Kund where the tax was nullified. Here's a prayer from Srila Raghunath Das Goswami to reside on the banks of Danivartan Kund. Sri Krishna enjoyed the tax pastime in a secluded place on the bank of this lake. Thus it became known as Danivartan Kund. The truth of this lake remains hidden to persons averse to the mellows of pure devotional service. May that Danivartan Kund kindly allow me to reside on her banks. It is filled with cool water and fragrant flowers. It blossoms with good fortune attained from the peerless water pastime of the youthful couple and their sweet friends. May that Dhanivatan Kund kindly allow me to reside on her banks. So nice place, very nice place. These are photos at different times of the year and even different years. So we go back out to the road, and here we see someone is on a simple Dandavat Parikrama. Simple means just one Dandavat at each place. If you do Govardhan Parikrama, just one Dandavat at each place, and then move, to wherever your hands finished with the last Dandavat, then you put your feet there and do a Dandavat there, and you go round the whole way. It takes 3 weeks. If you have 108 rocks, as some do, and we will see some as we're going around in due course, well, it takes a lot longer. All right, so here we go now. Just for the sake of the overview, we have come out of Govardhan town. You can see the hill there running from right to left in the center. We're in the lower part. So we were just at number 9, Dhanivatan Kund. We're going up to number 10 here. This is where there's a special Sheela. A special Sheela which gets specially worshipped by a lot of people every day. Whoa, what was that? Sorry. Yeah, special Sheela which gets special worship. So we're going inside there, and we are going to be right next to the hill, not on the hill. You might think that we're going to be on the hill by the looks of things, but the hill goes up almost vertically, just after the lighter colored area you see there, just by the number 10. Hill goes straight up pretty much. So here's the pathway, and you can see the Sheela up the end. And here it is. The people, the devotees, Parikrama Vasis, they come and they bathe this Sheela every day with milk and water sometimes, but more with milk. And the monks, the monkeys, they come along and they get the Giriraj Mahaprasad. And you can see how just behind the Sheela, the hill is just going straight up. And there's a little path around it, so you can circumambulate. It's so nice to see people with so much respect for Giriraj Govardhan, the king of mountains. Okay, so now there you can see this is the layout. We're at point number 10, of course. That's where we just were a few seconds ago, that special Sheela. To my knowledge, it doesn't really have a special name even. But what we're going to do, we're going to come back down to the Parikrama Path, but here there are 2 Parikrama Paths. One is this red path, which we've indicated. It's a sand path. It's nice. It's just extremely nice. Very, very beautiful. Really wonderful to walk on. And the other is, I don't know if you can see even, but the hill and the area connected with the hill It's all the darker color. And then at the bottom there, just at the edge of the darker color, if you look carefully, you can see a road. It's the main road. It's a tar-sealed road, actually, that people drive on, but it's where generally the majority of people on Parikrama, it's where they walk. So it can get a bit crowded, and it's tar-sealed, and it's a bit further from the hill. We like to be as close as we can. So we go on the inside path. We call it the executive Parikrama Path. And it will take us to number 11, which is the village of Aniyor. When we get there, we'll explain about that, but you can see it's a moderate-sized village. So we'll go on the executive Parikrama Path, then we take a left and join the main road to go through the village. And then from there, well, I think today we'll probably just go as far as Aniyor. And then tomorrow we'll go to Govinda Kund and then to Punchari, the tail end. Okay, so here whoops, Krishna. Sorry. Here we go. Yeah, okay, so now this area that we're going through, it is called Anakut Kshetra. Anakut Kshetra is the main area where the food offering was done to Govardhan in the beginning of the Govardhan Leela. It's, of course, it's before the storm, it's before Krishna lifted the hill. Anakut means a mountain of food, literally. And so the food was stacked up basically from where our number 10 place is, right through across there in front of the hill, right through Aniyor village, and right to Govinda Kund, which, forgive me, it's just outside the left-hand side of the satellite image. It must be a millimeter out of the satellite image, but anyway, you get an idea. And of course, Aniyor village didn't exist at that time. So it's 5 kilometers approximately from number 10 through to Govinda Kund. It's about 5 kilometers. And the food was just piled up all the way along there and extending out for 1 kilometer. Really amazing. That was the big boga offering to Govardhan Hill as the first part of the Govardhan Puja. Okay, let's go down there. So here is the executive Parikrama Path. It's a sand path. You can see there's a fence on the left. The main road, the Tahsil road, is just outside to the left of that fence. But we're not going to go that way. We're going to take the inside path. And look at this. It is just really nice. It is just really nice. But at the time of the Govardhan Puja, this was all covered in boga offerings. Yeah. So as we go down, we get nice darshans of the hill, and the cows are there. This is now some prayers from Sanatan Goswami. Who will not take shelter of Govardhan Hill, the best of mountains, the friend of Gokula? The charming bumblebee that for 7 days stood on the graceful whirl of the lotus flower of Lord Krishna's hand and protected Vraja from the mouth of the Indra crocodile, raining a great monsoon. What pious person will not take shelter of Govardhan Hill, whose peak is the place of pastimes for Lord Krishna, the master of the Surabhi cows, and near which is blissful Govinda Kund, which we'll go to tomorrow, where a Surabhi cow, followed by humbled Indra, bearing the waters of the celestial Ganges, bathed Lord Krishna and secretly crowned him king of the Surabhi cows. Right, so the whole place was completely covered in foodstuffs, literally tons and tons and tons, which they had got ready for the Indra Puja. But Krishna, you know the story. Krishna convinced Nanda Maharaj and his friends, let's offer everything to Govardhan, because Govardhan is providing for the cows. We live by the mercy of the cows, and the cows live by the mercy of Govardhan. So we should worship those people who we're really dependent on. We're not dependent on Indra. He sends rain, that's okay, but rain falls everywhere. It falls on the mountains, it falls on the sea, on the ocean. You never heard of the ocean doing Indra Puja. Why should we do Indra Puja? We should just worship the cows in Govardhan Hill, because they are who we are dependent on. So they stacked up all that food, tons of food for 5 kilometers. And Krishna manifested a gigantic form on top of the hill, hovering over the hill. So the Brijbasis could see, this is the hill, this is a form of the hill, hovering over the hill, but it's also a form of Krishna. And that gigantic form of the Lord consumed all the food offerings in a couple of seconds and called out, Ani or, Ani or, Ani or, give me more food. And they had to run back home and get more and come running back and set up another huge bhoga offering, which the hill, that gigantic form, again consumed in a second. This is a face Shila, by the way. You get some Shilas on the hill, and you can see there's a face there. You see the 2 eyes, the nose, and the mouth? Oh, yes. This is a face Shila in Anakuchetra. So that form of Krishna, of Govardhan, consumed everything again in a couple of seconds, and they didn't know what to do. And that form was calling out, Aniyor, give me more, give me more. And Lord Balaram, the crest jewel of the intelligent, climbed up the hill and gave that gigantic form of the Lord one tulsi leaf, which that gigantic form ate, and then he was fully satisfied. No more Aniyor. Because what the Lord likes is bhakti. He likes love. That's what he wants to taste. Right, so that's the, the main open part of the Anakuchetra. Yeah, so here you see drone's eye view of the hill. This is Anakuchetra. This is Anakuchetra. And at the bottom of the hill on our right-hand side, but then extending out further to the right, that's where all the food was. And you see this little, just by the hill, surrounded by a little low white wall, it's actually a big Govardhan Shila. So you get a few places like this where people come to do special pujas of the hill and like that. And here it is. Look at that. We just arrived there. And here's a family doing some puja for Govardhan. And here and there you see some shilas are arranged. People decorate them, do some puja. Oh, look at this. Just as we're approaching Anior town, we come to a place where there's special rolling dust. We call it rolling dust. It's, it's a few centimeters thick, and you can roll in it, and it's just nectar. So whenever we go on parikrama with the devotees, we get them to roll in the dust here. And you must do that also. It's just great fun. It's amazing. And look at this. Oh my God. Even I get into it. Would you believe? Vice chairman of the GBC rolls in the dust. All right. And here's some devotees. You can see they got the dust of Govardhan on their foreheads, and the one on the left's got it on his cheeks. And they're in ecstasy from rolling in the dust of the hill. Okay, so now that inside Parikrama Path, it joins up with the main road you can see on the right-hand side. The inside path, it takes a left and then joins up with the main Tahsil road, and that's where we go into Anior town or Anior village. Now you can see there is a Parikrama Path where we're just on the right there, where our red line takes a left. You can see there is a path going straight on, which then turns to the right and then takes a left, and then it goes right by the hill. I mean, right by the hill. Really right by the hill. Well, devotees, I took it once, but you know what I found? I found that it actually goes on the hill a little bit. It definitely goes on the hill. So we don't use that because we don't go on the hill. You know that. Lord Chaitanya, he would not go on the hill, and we do not go on the hill. All right, so anyway, in we go into Anior town, Anior village. These are the places we're going to visit. Well, at least number 12 is the Balarama or Krishna and Balaram Temple. We'll go there. We'll have Darshan there. It's really nice, really nice deities. We'll go to Sankarsan Kund, number 13. And then, well, we don't go to the Gopal Temple because it's right on the very top of the hill, the crest of the hill. So we don't go up there, but we just mark the place. That's the Gopal Temple, which is an active temple now. It's a functional temple. And just to its left, I don't know if you can make out, but there's the old Gopal Temple. It's made of these old little brown bricks. So it's kind of merged into the hill, as you can see. But anyway, from Sankarsan Kund, we'll go up to number 15. This is the Gopal Prakat Stali. This is where Madhavendra Puri found the deity of Gopal. as described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so we're entering the village, and there's the Gopal Temple on top of the hill. Like I said, we definitely don't go there. Lord Chaitanya didn't. And you can see just past it is this old abandoned, and it's in ruins, the old temple of Gopal. Anyway, let's go into the village. So we're in the village, and we've gone up a bit to the right from the main road, and this rather inconspicuous looking building with the doors open, this is the Balaram or Krishna Balaram temple. And it's really nice. Let's go in and have darshan. Here are the deities. It's the main deity is Balaram, and that's Balaram standing there. The tall deity. It's not Krishna holding the hill. It's Lord Balaram. Krishna is the small deity on our left. And this deity of Balaram, the big deity, when the invaders attacked, when they were attacking the Vrindavan area, and they came also to Govardhan area, they attacked the Govardhan area. So just before they came, I mean, there were many attacks actually from time to time at different times. So when there were attacks, the devotees, well, at one point, the main attack, they took this Balaram deity and put him in Sankarsan Kund. And would you believe, this deity of Lord Balaram stayed in the waters of Sankarsan Kund for plus or minus devotees 300 years. And then when the politics changed, everything changed after some time, as it always does in this world. Then some devotees who had been, the secret of where in the Kund Balaram was hidden, it had been passed down from family to family. And so some of the young men from those families, the Pujari families, who knew where Balaram was, they went in, they found him under the mud, and they brought Balaram out. Therefore, the Kund is called Sankarsan Kund, which is a name of Balaram. And here he is now. You can see he's an older deity. The carving is a bit rougher than Krishna. This is Krishna here. They hadn't put his crown on yet. But anyway, still he looks very nice. So this is Krishna. And he's a more recent deity. From here, well, we were just at number 12. We were just at number 12. The way you get there, you follow the path down, the red line stops, but you go down till you're all not quite at the road which is running up on our right of Sankarsan Kund. The bigger road, which is the next one back to the right. You go up there, then you take a right, and you go up and you take a left, and you find you're at that Balaram temple. So anyway, let's go back down, have darshan of Sankarsan Kund. Here we are, Sankarsan Kund, looking over the Kund. The dome, you see a white dome just back behind a few of the buildings, not far back, but just a little bit back. That's the dome of the Balaram Temple. Yeah, where we just were. And you see this little orange temple right on the bank of the Kund on the left. That's the Sankarsan Mahadev Temple. We'll go there in a minute or so. And then up on the top, of course, you see the Gopal Temple, the white temple, and the old Gopal Temple, the broken dark brown one. And this is just another view of the Kund. Now here, look, see, those were old photos. Those photos were about 10 years old. They have now, so to speak, repaired Sankarsan Kund. So now there's a wall around it and stairs and whatnot. And there's this big figure of Sankarsan. There he is, overlooking his Kund. But he's not so much in the Vrindavan mood because he's four-armed. But anyway, what can you do? There he is. And you see that ladder there. That's if you want to climb him and bathe him. And people do that. People do that. So, but from here, well, that's the old temple. As you can see, it's just, it's old and in a state of disrepair. All right, and here is that Sankarsan Mahadev Temple. It's just a local Hindu temple, more or less. It's not really like a real Gaudiya Vaishnav or even a Vaishnav temple. But it's there on the banks of the Kund. And this is the altar in there. Looks like Ganesh on our right and who maybe Kartikeya on our left, something like that. All right. So now, okay, from here. So we were just at 13. We had a view of 14, the temple on top of the hill. I think this is going to end up being our last stop for the day. Let's go to the Gopal Prakat Stali, where Madhavendra Puri found Gopal, as described in considerable detail in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Let's go over and have a look. When you're on ground level, you know what they say, you can't see the forest for the trees. You have to know where this place is, otherwise it's difficult to find. This nice place. So this is the old temple. This is 10 years ago. But they have now rebuilt it. As you can see, if you can read Devanagari, it says, Shri Nathji Ka Prakataya Mandiya. Because they know this is where he was found. Prakataya means he appeared here. Yeah. But now there's a new temple. Look at this. They've built a new temple. It's actually really nice. And there's a nice place inside. And therefore, when we're there, we go inside. We have our programs inside. It's really nice. And here, this is the deity. It's a Govardhan Shila. I mean, these are Govardhan Shilas, put it that way. This is the altar here. So he's got tilak on. And here he is, just a more recent photo, dressed up very nicely. This is the hill. This is actually the hill, because we're right with the back of the temple is right against the hill. Yeah, and the footprints of the Supreme Personality of Godhead there, just outside here. And here's Lord Chaitanya having darshan of Gopal. This is also described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, how Lord Chaitanya came here. He wanted to have darshan, but but Gopal was in probably, anyway, some sort of temple on top of the hill, and Lord Chaitanya would not walk on the hill. So by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, there was a rumor the Muslims are coming. And so the devotees took the deity down from the hill and hid him somewhere. I don't know where actually, but they hid him somewhere. And therefore Lord Chaitanya was able to have darshan of Gopal. And he was just so happy. Of course, now Gopal is in Rajasthan in a place called Nathdwar. He's sort of been taken over by a different sampradaya, the sampradaya of Vallabhacharya. That's a long story. You want to know how they got Gopal? My gosh, what a story that is. But they got him, and they renamed him Srinathji, and they took him to Nathdwar, and that's where he is. And you can go and have darshan of him there. Anyway, so we're going out. We're leaving Anior village. We're on our way out. Next stop is going to be Govinda Kund, but devotees, we will go there tomorrow. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed our parikrama so far. Please tune in. It really becomes very ecstatic as we go on. Hare Krishna. Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Hari Bol.
Jai, Jai, Jai. Thank you so much, Bhakti Caitanya Maharaj. This was so enjoyable. I have my Govardhan little stole on here. This was acquired at the Govardhan retreat, and it has some dust. You were recalling rolling in the dust, so there's dust on this, and I keep it for these special occasions. So we are just about maybe a third of the way, kind of from Ganga.
Well,
a little less, actually a little less than a third, because we have to go around Punchari, come to Jatipur. So we have a ways to go, but we've covered a lot of wonderful holy places, and so it will be something to really. You've given us this aspiration, this desire to keep going and to complete this parikrama. And I see we've had quite a few people have joined us today viewing this. I think about 170 or so, 180, and we will continue tomorrow, same time, same place, worldwide, the globe, and same guide, transcendental guide, Bhakti Caitanya Maharaj. Thank you so much. We won't take any questions or anything right now, but you can store them up, and we'll try to get some time towards the end. So thank you, and we'll just wish everybody a good day or a good night or a good morning or wherever you are in the world. Let the rest of the time between now and tomorrow at the same time be filled with Krishna consciousness. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Jai.
Jai. Jai. Hare Krishna.